The old dervish gave him a basket of dry thorns and one simple task. Before sunset, he would learn a lesson he would never forget. Welcome to Moon Hollow Stories. Leave the noise behind and open your mind. Today's story isn't just meant to inspire you, it's meant to stay with you long after it ends. So let's begin. High in the mountains, hidden between green hills and tall pine trees, there was a small, peaceful village. A clear river flowed quietly through the valley. Every morning, soft mist covered the narrow paths, and the sound of birds welcomed a new day. Life was simple there. People knew each other. They shared their joys and helped each other through difficult times. Among them lived a young man named Ayman. He was kind, honest, and always ready to help his neighbors. People respected him. But behind his calm smile, he carried a pain that no one could see. Several years earlier, during the village market, a traveler had falsely accused Ayman of stealing a small bag of silver coins. The crowd quickly gathered. Some people stared, others whispered. Ayman tried to explain, but no one listened at first. A few minutes later, the real thief was found. The traveler realized his mistake. He apologized in front of everyone. The villagers forgave him, and life soon returned to normal. Everyone forgot about that day, except Ayman. The memory stayed with him. Whenever he remembered those accusing eyes or the whispers around him, his heart became heavy once again. Sometimes, late at night, he replayed the moment in his mind. He wondered what he should have said, or how he should have defended himself. Although many years had passed, the pain still felt fresh. One autumn afternoon, news spread through the village. An old Muslim dervish had arrived from the northern mountains. People said he was a man of great wisdom. They also said he rarely gave direct advice. Instead, he helped people discover the truth through simple experiences. Ayman felt something move inside his heart. Perhaps this old man could help him find the peace he had been searching for. As the afternoon slowly turned into evening, he followed a narrow mountain path toward the old dervish's small stone cottage. The cool wind gently moved through the pine trees. The valley below glowed in the soft golden light of the setting sun. When Ayman finally arrived, he saw the old dervish sitting quietly outside. He wore a simple white robe. His long white hair rested on his shoulders. His flowing white beard moved gently with the mountain breeze. A wooden staff stood beside him. His face was peaceful. His eyes were filled with kindness. Before Ayman could say a single word, the old dervish looked at him and smiled. Gently, "Welcome, my son. You've come here looking for peace. But first, you must understand what you've been carrying all these years." Ayman stood silently. For the first time, it felt as if someone could see the weight hidden inside his heart. The old dervish slowly stood up. Without saying another word, he walked toward a small wooden shed beside the cottage. Ayman quietly followed him. A moment later, the old man returned carrying a small woven basket. It was filled with dry mountain thorns. Some were long, some were broken. Some looked harmless, others were sharp enough to pierce the skin. The dervish gently placed the basket into Ayman's hands. It wasn't heavy. Ayman looked at it with confusion. He waited for an explanation. Instead, the old man simply smiled. "My son, I have one small task for you. Carry this basket with you until the sun goes down." Ayman nodded. "I can do that." The dervish looked into his eyes and added, "But remember, do not throw away a single thorn." The request sounded strange. Still, Ayman respected the old man. He asked no questions. He lifted the basket and began walking beside him. The narrow mountain path wound through tall pine trees. A cool breeze carried the fresh scent of the forest. The only sounds were birds singing and the gentle flow of the river below. For several minutes, they walked in complete silence. At last, Ayman spoke. "Master, I came here because my heart is restless. I hoped you would give me advice, but instead, you asked me to carry a basket of thorns. I don't understand." The old dervish smiled softly. He kept his eyes on the path ahead. Then he said, "Some lessons, my son, cannot be learned by listening. They must be felt." Ayman fell silent. He still didn't understand, but he continued walking. As the path became steeper, the basket moved against his arm. A sharp thorn scratched his hand. He quietly pulled his hand away. A few steps later, another thorn caught his sleeve, then another scratched his wrist. The cuts were small, but they were becoming harder to ignore. Ayman adjusted the basket, trying to avoid the sharp edges. For a few moments, it helped, but soon another thorn pressed against his fingers. He sighed quietly. The basket was still light, yet somehow it was becoming more uncomfortable with each step. The old dervish continued walking calmly. Not once did he complain. Not once did he look back. After a long silence, he spoke only a single sentence. "Sometimes, the things we choose to carry hurt us far more than we realize." Ayman looked down at the basket. For the first time, he wondered if the old man was talking about the thorns or about something much deeper. After a long walk, the old dervish finally stopped. They had reached a quiet hill overlooking the valley. The sun was slowly disappearing behind the mountains. Golden light covered the trees, and the river below reflected the evening sky. The old man turned toward Ayman. He looked at the basket, then gently asked, "Tell me, my son, how do your hands feel?" Ayman looked down. There were several small cuts across his fingers. A few tiny drops of blood had dried on his skin. He smiled weakly. "They hurt, more than I expected." The dervish nodded. Then he said, "Now, place the basket on the ground." Ayman slowly lowered it. The moment he let go, he rubbed his sore hands. He hadn't realized how uncomfortable they had become until the basket was no longer in his hands. The old dervish picked up one dry thorn. Holding it gently between his fingers, he asked, "My son, did these thorns follow you, or did you choose to carry them?" Ayman looked at the basket, then quietly replied, "I chose to carry them." The old man smiled kindly. And that's exactly how many people carry their pain. They hold on to old memories, old insults, old disappointments, thinking they are protecting themselves. But with every passing day, those memories quietly wound their hearts. Ayman stood completely still. The evening breeze moved softly through the pine trees. For the first time, he wasn't thinking about the basket. He was thinking about himself. The old dervish continued, "Years ago, someone spoke hurtful words to you. Those words lasted only a few moments, but you have carried them for many years. The man who hurt you continued living his life, but you kept carrying the thorns." Ayman slowly lowered his head. The old memory appeared once again. The crowded market, the accusing voices, the feeling of shame. But this time, he saw something he had never seen before. The memory itself was no longer hurting him. It was his decision to keep holding on to it. A tear quietly rolled down his cheek, not because he remembered the past, but because he finally understood it. The old dervish gently placed the thorn back into the basket. Then he said, "Keep the lesson, but leave behind the pain." The lesson will make you wiser. The pain will only make your journey heavier. Ayman took a long, slow breath. It felt as though a heavy weight had finally left his heart. The mountains hadn't changed. The village hadn't changed. His past hadn't changed. But he had. As they walked back toward the village, the path somehow felt lighter. The cool evening wind felt softer. The sound of the river felt more peaceful. Ayman smiled, not because all his pain had disappeared, but because he had finally decided to stop carrying it. Sometimes, the heaviest burden in our lives isn't something we carry in our hands. It's something we carry in our hearts. Learn from yesterday, but don't live there. Forgive, not because the past deserves it, but because your peace does. The moment you let go of yesterday's thorns, you make room for a more peaceful tomorrow.